Hello and welcome back. My name is Jack B. And as always, thank you for viewing my video. In this episode, we'll look at a myriad of crazy antics of various people. In some instances, the individuals think they're taking action in support of their fearless leader in an effort to show the voting public they're doing good. In other instances, they clearly show they don't know what they're doing. But the reality of all their actions are shallow and superficial, and they end up hurting the public. And of course, they don't care. The following are several items that, on the surface, really don't make sense, but there is clear subtext that does. Lies sell. In 2023, the Shinnecock tribe entered into an agreement with New York State to support the state passing a law prohibiting schools from the use of Native American mascots, because mascots at times are made to look idiotic, and the Shinnecock tribe didn't appreciate it and they believed it was demeaning to their people. Now, you have Linda McMahon, Trump's education secretary, made an announcement that the New York state law is in violation of the Civil Rights Act, which prohibits race-based discrimination in schools and other federally funded programs. Now, the administration is demanding that the law be repealed, or their federal funding will be stopped. Cancer is another topic. Currently, cancer in young people is on the rise. It is caused by both bacterial infection and toxic pollution. NBCnews.com reports research now indicates colon cancer in young people may be due to childhood infections. They suspect the culprit to be colobactin, which is produced by E. coli and other harmful bacteria which cause DNA damage. Our health czar should be focused on the correlation between pollutants in our environment and the rise of cancers and mental issues in our children. There's an increase of 11.4% of U.S. children diagnosed with ADHD, a record high. There are approximately 7 million children with ADHD. Also, as a note, between 2012 and 2022, the number of U.S. prescriptions for stimulants to treat ADHD increased by 58%. As I have researched, I couldn't find any credible correlation between vaccinations and this increase. Just uneducated and unsupported conjecture. Going further, 8 Republican lawmakers in Minnesota introduced legislation that would classify some vaccines as weapons of mass destruction. Yep, that's right. The bill is named the MNRA Bioweapons Prohibition Act. If passed, people convicted of possessing or administering MNRA shots could face 20 years in prison. Meanwhile, the administration is not addressing the spread of a killer fungus, probably because they may not even know what it is or that it even exists. It's spreading due to the warming of the climate. Aspergillus is already common in the U.S. and globally, approximately 2 million people died from this fungal infection this year. It is now moving into new areas. It can damage crops, cause deadly lung infections, and death in humans. Then we have the unexplained actions of our health czar, RFK Jr., Trump's appointed head of the U.S. Health and Human Services Department. Aside from past dead black bears in Central Park and wellheads on his family vehicle, he recently posted photographs of himself and his grandchildren swimming in Washington, D.C.'s Rock Creek. This creek is a sewer runoff and contains high levels of bacteria. The National Park Service warns high levels of bacteria and other infectious pathogens that make swimming, wading, and other contact with this water a hazard to human and pet health. I believe this surpasses any of his past antics. Also, the firing of all 17 people on the CDC vaccine committee is outright thoughtless. His neurons must be misfiring. In another department, there is the use of Signal, which is not a secure government media. It's being used as a means to have conference calls to discuss classified and sensitive military actions. And then they add insult to injury by having friends and family take part in the conversation. And in some instances, they also attend in-person meetings. Back in the day when I received my security clearances, classified meant having a need to know, and it was compartmentalized, just for your area of concern. One didn't get the whole picture. Having a crypto top secret security clearance meant something then and was important. Now I guess they have instituted a friends and family plan. Then there's the question why Trump is continuing his bromance with Putin and why Trump's loyalists continue to support Putin in light of Putin's obvious actions of using, lying to, and ignoring Trump. This item is full of subcontext. Moving to another topic, recently the U.S. Embassy sent a letter to Stockholm officials demanding they dismantle their DEI programs. And of course, Stockholm officials said no. In the non-government world, Megan Brobowski in the Wall Street Journal reports that Mark Zuckerberg believes AI friends will soon outnumber real friends. Does Zuckerberg see things we don't see? Artificial intelligence. It's being pushed by corporations and businesses in the guise of helping people. But the reality is that it will replace people to increase profit margins, consume vast amounts of resources for energy, and create more toxic pollution, which will further adversely affect people's health. Our health problems will then provide more profit for billionaires when we, the people, go to the doctors and hospitals for diagnostic tests and pharmaceuticals. It's a big cycle of using the working and middle class people for profits. This next topic is almost unbelievable and could be ludicrous if it weren't so serious, not to mention extremely dangerous. Developers are still experiencing multiple problems with AI. Kyle Wiggers reports in TechCrunch that Anthropic, the developer of Claude chatbot, found that some versions of it have a tendency, they use the word tendency, to scheme and deceive, which leads safety testers to state they are too dangerous to release. Other reported issues that were found were: 1, attempting to write self-propagating viruses; 2, fabricating legal documents; 3, leaving hidden notes to future versions of itself; 4, even providing false information that a developer was cheating on his spouse; 5, the Opus 4 AI also tried to blackmail the developer several times when the AI perceived it would be replaced by another AI. This is what corporations and companies are trying to push on us just to make a profit. I know this sounds all nonsense, but please check it out. Next, on one particular day, Pam Bondi praised Trump for saving 119 million lives with his war on fentanyl. And then the very next day, she praised him for saving 250 million people's lives. Sounds like Trump's performing miracles in a 24-hour period. Then there's the intentional disruption of the stock market for billionaires' gain. On April 4th, 2025, when China announced they would retaliate against Trump's tariffs, the S&P 500 fell 6%. Later that day, retail traders invested $4.7 billion into the market, a new record for a daily inflow to the market in a decade. Then when Trump announced a pause or reduction in the tariffs, the S&P increased 16%, a 10% increase in profit in a short period of time. Of course, only the uber-rich hold the cards, as Trump would say, to make this plan work. Is it a coincidence that billionaires buy certain stocks when Trump causes the market to drop, and then they sell the stocks when he changes his mind and causes the markets to increase? Well, it only makes sense to buy low and sell high. It's great to know something in advance, isn't it? Trump's statement about the tariffs are true. We're going to make a lot of money. The question is, to whom is Trump referring when he says we? Anyway, again, during April of 2025, Trump's doctor revealed that Trump's height is 6'3", and he weighs 224 pounds, and is in excellent health. And this is amazing because in 2023, when Trump was booked on felony charges in Manhattan, he was 6'2" and was 16 pounds heavier. Loss of weight's not an issue, but he must be eating something great to grow another inch. One thing is always consistent. One cannot ever trust or believe politicians. They'll distract you with one hand pointing to the sky and steal the money right out of your pocket with the other hand. The Democrats are the far left and Republicans are the far right, but they both use the same extreme radical tactics in their methodology to obtain their different beliefs. I have to believe most people only vote for their party just to prevent the other party from being elected. We do need a third party that represents most of the people under the bell curve. Well, these are my thoughts for today. And again, whether you agree or not, please confirm the information presented. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. Thank you, and until the next time, take care and be safe. Bye. Ooh.